One of my favorite stories in the Bible is probably your favorite too. It's a parable. And, one of the things we love about parables is Jesus told this story. And it was about a father and his two sons. It's called the Prodigal Son. However, the other characters in the story, to me, are just as important. And there's something to learn from each of them. So the younger son, when he's grown, asked the daddy, "Hey, can I have my inheritance? I want to go live my life my way." The father said, "Okay." And so the son took his inheritance and he ran off into a faraway country, and he blew it on prostitutes, partying, sexual immorality, poor decisions, and bad choices. Before he knew it, he was destitute. So he went to work slopping hogs. And while he was feeding the pigs, he was so hungry that he was wanting to eat what the pigs were eating. He realized that even the servants that worked for his daddy ate better than he ate. And so he thought, maybe I could just go back and I could work for my daddy. I've done so many wrong things. He'd probably never accept me back in as a son or into the family. But it's worth a try. So he goes back home. Now, the Bible doesn't say this, but I can just imagine his daddy, standing there on the porch or at the front door. Maybe he's just out in the field. But he looks, and way off down the road, he sees his boy. And he runs to him and he falls on him with kisses and hugs. And I can just imagine that he's crying and he's laughing all at the same time. And a boy says to his father, "I've sinned. I've made so many bad choices. You don't want me back. I just thought I would come and work for you." And the father told his servants, "Go get him one of my robes. Go get him some sandals and put them on his feet. And go get the ring that tells everybody that he is my boy and he is an heir to everything I own. And while you're at it, let's get us a calf and have a big barbecue. Let's celebrate. My son is home." So they do that, and they're having this big celebration. In the meantime, the other son comes in and he hears the party going on, and he asks somebody, and they tell him, "Your brother came home." Well, he's a little resentful about it, and it just doesn't sit well with him. So he tells his daddy, "I don't understand. I've done all this work for you all these years. I've been a good, obedient son, and you've never thrown a party like this for me." And the daddy says, "Don't you understand? He was lost, and now he's found. He was dead, and now he's alive. And we have to celebrate that." I think the father is the main character here, because he shows both boys, both sons, love, compassion, mercy, and grace. Which son are you? The prodigal son, the first boy, went out and he made all the wrong choices. He partied, he wasted all of his money, became destitute. But the second boy, who was obedient and stayed with his daddy and worked hard, he was prideful, and he was a little bit arrogant and resentful and self-righteous. But the father loves them both, and the father was willing to forgive them both. And they abide with him, and he abides with them. That's the love of our Heavenly Father. You could never go too far. You could never be too prideful that you can't come back to him humbly and receive the inheritance and his love and his compassion and his mercy and his grace and his forgiveness. I just love that story. Isn't it great? Which one are you? I was a prodigal. I went running and I did all the things. But the Father was always there. If he wasn't chasing me, he was standing there waiting on me. That's all.